Hello, wonderful people. This is Chris for the Informed Stoner. Today is Monday, the 20th of February, 2023. Time for our midday news segment. Well, this afternoon we have a story coming from CNBC. North Korea fired 2 missiles and artillery after making threats. North Korea fired 2 short-range ballistic missiles and artillery shells toward its eastern waters on Monday, escalating animosities over U.S. South Korean military drills that it views as an invasion rehearsal. Well, I mean, I don't know where this is going to go, but it probably can't be great. Especially not this time, with everything else we got going on. The weapons firing follow an intercontinental ballistic missile launch Saturday, and North Korea's threat to take an unprecedentedly strong response to the drills. Great, that sounds amazing. No, I'm just kidding, obviously. A new testing spree also allows North Korea to expand its arsenals amid stalled talks with its rivals and eventually use the boosted military capability as leverage to wrest bigger concessions from the United States. Well, I guess we'll see how that works out for them. South Korea detected the 2 missile launches from the western coastal town just north of Pyongyang, the North Korean capital. On Monday morning, South Korean Joint Chiefs of Staff said in a statement. It said South Korea had boosted its surveillance posture and maintains a readiness in close coordination with the United States. Well, that's good news to hear. I know the South Koreans are really good people from everything I've heard and seen. Japanese Defense Ministry said both missiles landed in the waters between the Korean Peninsula and Japan. It said Japan condemned the launches as a threat to the peace and the safety of Japan and the international society. Well, yeah, I mean, if you go around shooting missiles, it's probably going to interrupt peace and safety. The Japanese Defense Ministry said the first missile reached the maximum altitude of 100 kilometers, or 62 miles, and flew as far as 400 kilometers, or 250 miles. It said the second missile reached about 50 kilometers, 30 miles, and an altitude and flew distance of 350 kilometers, which is 217 miles. Okay. It's good distance. Also Monday morning, North Korea's long-range artillery units on its western coast fired 2 rounds cross-country toward the eastern waters in response to what its state media called the U.S. South Korean aerial drills on Sunday. According to North Korea's official central news agency, KCNA, said the North Korean artillery rounds simulated strikes on targets up to 395 kilometers, 245 miles. The North said the launches involved its new 600mm multiple rocket launcher system that can be armed with tactical nuclear weapons intended for battlefield use. Some experts viewed the weapon system as a short-range ballistic missile. 600mm multiple rocket launcher system. I mean, that just doesn't sound very nice. The frequency of using the Pacific as our firing range depends upon the U.S. forces' action. Character Kim Yo-jong, the powerful sister of North Korean leader Kim Jong-un, said in a statement carried by the state media, "We are well aware of the movement of U.S. forces. Strategic strikes means recently getting brisk around the Korean U.S. forces. Strategic strikes means recently getting brisk around the Korean peninsula." Yeah, that's how it reads. Calling the United States the worst maniacs, she threatened to take unspecified corresponding counteraction in response to the future moves by the U.S. military. She could be referring to the U.S. flyover of B-1B long-range supersonic bombers on Sunday for separate training in South Korea and Japan. The B-1B deployment came as a response to North Korea's launch of the Hwasong-15 ICBM off its east coast on Saturday in the country's first missile test since January 1st. Well, I mean, January 1st, I guess it's been a couple months, but still not that long since they shot one off. North Korea is extremely sensitive to the deployment of the B-1B bombers, which can carry a huge payload of conventional weapons. North Korea's state media said Sunday that the ICBM test was meant to further bolster its fatal nuclear attack capacity. and verify the weapon's reliability and the combat readiness of the country's nuclear force. In her earlier statement Sunday, Kim Yo-jong threatened to take additional powerful steps over upcoming military drills between the United States and South Korea. Well, I mean, nobody likes military drills, from other nations. So, I mean, I get that, but people are going to do what they're going to do. Nations are nations. North Korea has steadfastly slammed regular South Korea U.S. military drills as a practice for northern invasion, through the Allies say their exercises are defensive in nature, which they probably are defensive in nature, let's be honest here. Some of our observers say North Korea often uses its rival drills as a pretext to hone and perfect its weapon systems. South Korean and U.S. militaries plan to hold a tabletop exercise this week to hone a joint response to potential use of nuclear weapons by North Korea. The Allies are also conduct their joint computer simulated exercises and field training in March. Well, that's probably really good, especially with the state of affairs and everybody hacking and who knows what going on. Last year, North Korea set an annual record with the launch of more than 70 missiles. North Korea has said many of those weapon tests were a warning over previous U.S.-South Korean military drills. It also passed a law that allows it to use nuclear weapons preemptively in a broad range of scenarios. Oh, that's great. That's all we ever need is preemptive nuclear strikes. Ugh. Kim Jong-un entered 2023 with a call for an exponential increase of the country's nuclear warheads, mass production of battlefield tactical nuclear weapons targeting South Korea, and the deployment of more advanced ICBMs targeting the U.S. Well, I mean, not a great story, right? That's not a great situation either. Nobody wants more nuclear weapons out there. Nobody wants more ICBMs out there. But it is what it is, I guess. Horrible thing to think about. Let's just hope all of it is, guerrilla chest bumping and just that. Well, this was your mid-Monday news segment. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe and join us Monday through Friday for news, culture, and entertainment for the informed stoner. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you again.